Okay, when you open your software, you want to move the objects and management in a scene. First thing first is let's delete some because we don't want to play the game. For example, you want to select this object and move it. It's very simple. We have first thing first, here is the select object. The select object mode is in multi-selection. It means with a left click, you can click and drag in any direction and select all objects that intersect in this square. Very simple. Nice. And then you can move them, all of them together. Or if you want to select multi-object, you can select holding Shift, or then if you want to deselect them, holding Control to deselect that, and you can move them together. So you can turn this mode on or off, that if you click and drag, it does not work. If you want, you can do it. It's very simple. Now you can move the object in any direction here. You can see the axis. The x-axis is a red, the y-axis is green, and the z-axis is blue. Remember these colors, that's very useful to you. Then you can rotate it. If you select the object in the properties, you can change the name, and here you can change the position x, y, z based on the 0 of the scene. Rotate it in any degree that you want, in a y or in any direction that you want. And if you miss your object, you can zero all of them. You can hit tab to go to another, and then hit enter. It's come back to its original position. Another tool of here is a scale. You can go to the tools. You can see select the shortcut it 1, 2, 3, 4, and I explained then multi-tools. It's very interesting. Scaling. You can scale. Let's move this object here. Better seeing the scale. Scale. You can scale uniformly with click and drag at the center. It's scaling based on the pivot point that is below the object. Or you scale in any axis that you want. You can see them one by one, it's original scale, or you can scale it at any number that you want. Be careful about that. If you select the object before holding right click, if you tap W, it's copying in up direction, D in this direction, A in that direction. Be careful about this copy tool. I'll explain it later. Okay, if you select the object, you can see the properties of the position here. Let's talk about local and word axis. For example, this is an object. You can see the object rotate in this direction. Oh, sorry, in this direction. And if you click here, boom, you can see this is a local axis. It means if you, for example, rotate the object in this direction, you can see the axis will be rotated based on the object. But if you select it again, it's maintained at the word axis. The word axis means the axis of the software. That's straightforward like this. This is an word, but if you change it to the local, it's rotate based on the position of the orient alignment of the object here. It's very important. You can click it there. Another interesting tool, that is Multitool. It's very interesting. I will give you an example with another simple cube here. You can insert a simple cube there. Again, you can use all of this tool at one tool. It's very useful when you use the 2D game. You can see if you rotate the object, your view in this direction, you can rotate the object in any direction in this x-axis, or rotate in this axis, or in this. So we have rotation tool in 3 axes. You can move it in just this axis. It's very useful when you're using 2D. Now you can see, if you click on this, you can see a little preview of 3D. Now you can see it's slightly going in this direction, and then release it. It's very interesting tool when you use a 2D. Again, 2D. If you click on this tool, it slightly change the view, and then you can see manage object, for example, behind this or the front of that. Interesting. And now you can see you can rotate it at any angle that you want in 2D. Another interesting of that, these are these handles. You can scale it in any angle, in any direction that you want. But if you go to the main scale tool, just if you scale it, scaling in 2 direction. But a multi-tool, you can scale it in any direction freely also. Nice. But if you rotate up your view, you can see the axis of the multi-tool changes, and then you can change the scale tool in any direction that you want. Or for example, you want to scale at this direction, look at the object from the top. Now you can see the axis will be changed, and you can rotate or moving the object just up and down, because you are looking the object at the up, and the axis of the multi-tool changes, and then you can rotate it in any degree that you want. Also, you can make it 0 to come back. Okay, that's it. So you can use it in any object, for example, in this. Interesting. For example, I want to scale it in this direction. Interesting. Or if you are in a 2D, you want to make it front of this flower, you can slightly change its position. Boom. It's very useful when you want to create a 2D game based on 3D objects. Interesting. If you learn how to use buildbox 3D, then you can come back and make a 2D games very easily. Okay, that's it. I explained all of these tools, and you can use it.